Hey there, thanks for tuning into Duck Bricks. I'm Chris, and I'm currently at San Diego Comic-Con 2025, where LEGO has an exclusive booth showcasing some of the brand new LEGO items coming out later this year. And today, we are going to showcase all of these new sets, showcased with all different angles, the minifigures, the build details, and all. This is actually a really exciting set of reveals. We have our very first DC Comics themed modular building in the form of Arkham Asylum, which we haven't really seen in a long time, and we also haven't really gotten a big DC set in a long time either. So this is super exciting for the superhero fans. We have brand new sets for Wicked for Good as well, including one minifigure base set, which is really cool to see, and so much more. So join me at San Diego Comic-Con 2025, where we tour the LEGO booth and take a look at some of these brand new sets that were literally just revealed. So I am currently at San Diego Comic-Con 2025, where there is an absolutely massive LEGO booth, and stay tuned for my full coverage of the LEGO booth itself coming very soon. But I wanted to get this video out to showcase some of the brand new sets that literally were just revealed hours ago. These include the brand new lineup of Wicket Sets, both minifigure and mini-doll based sets, the new DC modular Arkham Asylum, the Nintendo Gameboy, and so much more. So let's join me as we take a look at a hands-on special sneak peek of some of these brand new October LEGO sets. Okay, so we are here hands-on at San Diego Comic-Con 2025 at the LEGO Con booth, which, by the way, is so cool. Hands-on with the brand new Game Boy LEGO item. This is actually a really nice build. I did not know the screen works like that, but as you can see, it almost looks like it's animated. You've got a cartridge in the back there advertising Super Mario Land, and it comes with extra cartridges like this one for The Legend of Zelda, which is so cool. Now, one of my favorite features here is that it is fully interactive, so you can move these back and forth, press the buttons, and if you're curious, these are minifigure cap parts. I just removed one of them, so
yeah, you did.
There we go. Yeah, I did. And you can see it's actually utilizing this piece right there, which was introduced for the LEGO City kind of gear worm tooth element, and then they've recolored the hat in pink to act as a button, which was stumping me when I first saw the images, but it's so cool to have in hand, and now I know what pieces are used. Of course, you have the contrast on the side here, so spin the gear, you've got the screen. These are stickers, I believe. Some of these are stickers, but actually a lot of these are prints. Most of these are actually prints. The only sticker here looks like for the cartridge itself.
Which that would be accurate to real life.
Which is accurate,
yeah, that's pretty cool.
Of course, we have the on and off switch over here, which is really cool. You can literally slide it back and forth, which is so cool. And overall, another really interesting thing, we have a brand new piece here. So this is a new piece introduced for that set. It's kind of like a 4x4 with a curve on the side. Super curious to see if that's going to pop up in any other LEGO sets, because it feels very specialized. But overall, really cool piece. This is going to retail for $60 and comes with 421 pieces when it releases in October, I believe. That's right, October 1st is when this comes out. So can't wait to pick this one up myself, and it's really cool to have in hand. So as I showcased, that was the brand new LEGO Game Boy. It's a really interesting build, and I actually like how it's a lot cheaper than some of the other gaming console sets we've gotten in the past. It also does come with a couple of other lenticular screens showcasing different games, and it's just a really sleek, fun set, especially if you're nostalgic for that era of gaming. But now let's go ahead and move on to the next set, and that one is even more exciting than this one in my opinion. This is our very first DC themed modular ever, retailing for $300 US, 300 euros, or 270 British pounds. This is set number 76300, the Batman Arkham Asylum. It comes with 2,953 pieces and 16 minifigures: Batman, Batwoman, Batwing, Robin, Mr. Freeze, the Riddler, Poison Ivy, Catwoman, Scarecrow, Harley Quinn, Bane, the Joker, Penguin, Killer Croc, and 2 security guards. The model itself is able to split up into 3 different segments. So you have, of course, the first floor, the second floor, and the roof, and there's a ton of other removable wall elements to access the full interior, like prison cells that open all at once. There's also the inmate delivery van, and 65 different stickers referencing Batman and wider DC lore. This is absolutely jam-packed full of references, and obviously when we were hands-on at Comic-Con, we only really got to see the exterior of the set, but thankfully, more images have surfaced showcasing exactly what the interior looks like.
I'm going to start off with my quick thoughts on the exterior here because that was absolutely something I really wanted to focus on. The van, honestly, not my cup of tea. It's really simplistic for an 18+ set, and the white stickers just don't really look that good on the white bricks. The building itself, though, is absolutely stellar. It's a little smaller than I imagined it would be for $300, but honestly, it doesn't bother me that much because it is genuinely a really nicely done model. There's a nice sticker back here that showcases Visit Metropolis. Fingers crossed our next DC-based modular is going to be Superman themed. I personally would love to see a Daily Planet in that style, but focusing in on this set, you can see how you have that gothic architecture brought in. There's lots of different Technic axle attachment elements to actually add minifigs. Also really nice sticker reference to Harl Ivy, which is, I believe, the first lesbian couple referenced in a LEGO set officially. Moving on to the front gate here, you have the roller coaster element in black, which is forming the sign. Love the parts usage there. And I also like how you have the fence kind of broken open with a little bit of clay, suggesting that maybe Clayface might have already escaped. Although I do wish we did get him as a minifigure, especially given that he's literally referenced in the set as an actual minifigure itself, but we've never gotten a Clayface minifig. There's a lot to love when it comes to this particular set, and I probably will be doing some sort of a review on it, at the very least integrating it into my LEGO City, so definitely stay tuned for more content coming out about this set in particular, but as a first glance, I actually really like it. I definitely have to have it in hand to see if it's worth the $300 asking price, which admittedly is pretty high for a set of this particular size, especially given some of the other relative prices of other modular buildings. But again, it does feel very detailed, and I love the minifigure selection in general. You have the inmates in their own special outfits with leg printing, which is really nice. Bane and Killer Croc as minifigures for the first time since some of the earlier days of LEGO DC superheroes, and just characters we haven't seen in years making their reappearances in LEGO form. I especially love just how detailed the interior is. There is a lot going on, even on a relatively small footprint here, and I have seen folks online, especially after the reveal of the set, saying it feels a bit smaller than they thought it would be, and I don't disagree with that. It does feel a bit smaller than a $300 Arkham Asylum was being imagined in my mind, but honestly, I like the unorthodox layout. It's a really interesting semi-corner building. The front gate is positioned in a really interesting way that feels completely distinct from almost every other modular building, and it's hard to argue with that stellar minifig selection. Even though around half the villains are just in the prison jumpsuits and not in their standard villain outfits, I do like the amount of effort put into the different figures, and I only wish that certain figures like Killer Croc did actually have a full-on torso to use, so you could use that figure outside of just Arkham. But others, like Poison Ivy, look absolutely fantastic. It's one of the best depictions of that character in LEGO form ever. That is, of course, if you don't count the LEGO Batman movie, which kind of was its own thing. Overall, there was a lot to see and love with Arkham Asylum here, but this wasn't the only reveal of San Diego Comic-Con, and soon enough, it was time to move on to some of the other sets. A quick one here is the set of Stranger Things Brickheads. This is a Brickheads 4-pack retailing for $40 US, 40801 Mike, Dustin, Lucas, and Will figures. Especially since we've already gotten 11 and the Demogorgon in Brickheads form, it's nice to finally get the rest of the crew, although honestly, given that these are Brickheads, I don't really have that much to say. I feel like the depictions of the characters in Brickheads form are pretty good. I like the prints being used, and I think the depictions are good. I just wish that we would actually get actual minifigure-based Stranger Things sets, because we haven't gotten that since the very first Upside Down. But as we made our way to the back of the booth, we got a chance to see some more LEGO sets, including the brand new wave of Wicked for Good sets, which is coming out later this year. Starting off, we have a very interesting display set. It's not really clear to me what scale this is really supposed to be, but it's 75689 Emerald City and Kiamo Co. Castle. It retails for $80 US, 80 euros, and comes with 860 pieces, with mini dolls of Glinda, Elphaba, and a flying monkey, which is a brand new mold. It's super cool to get that. Honestly, I feel like the scale of these two castles isn't really my favorite. They kind of remind me of the mini scale like Disney Castle or Haunted Mansion that we got, which were really great sets for what they were, but they weren't really trying to also integrate play features for minifigs or mini dolls, which this is trying to do. As it stands, they kind of feel like going in between. You have the mini dolls and stuff to play with them inside the buildings, but they clearly are just not the right scale, so it's a little bit of an awkward set, but I think if you actually remove the mini dolls and just look at these as display pieces, I like it for what it is. Still, I would love to see a much larger Emerald City set. I still think that would make a phenomenal large-scale LEGO set, and we haven't really gotten one yet. I guess the first wave had the big tower, but we never really got a dedicated set like that. So this is nice to get another representation of it, but I definitely do feel like maybe that budget could have been spent on beefing up one of the two buildings. Moving on, we have a smaller set here. This is Elphaba's Retreat 75687, retailing for $28 or 25 euros. It comes with, of course, Elphaba and Fiero making his appearance in mini doll form again, and I really like a lot of the smaller studs in the side detail of that set. We're getting a pair of Elphaba and Glinda brickheads because, of course, no modern LEGO license can seem to escape having brickheads, but I think they're cute for what they are. But easily the most impressive set to me personally is the Emerald City wall art, featuring minifigures of the original crew from The Wizard of Oz, plus of course Glinda and Elphaba in their Wicked outfits from the movie. I think the minifigures here are definitely not as nostalgic to me as the ones that we got for the LEGO Movie 2 CMF, which were based off of the classic film. These, on the other hand, are based off of their appearance in Wicked, but I do think that the wall art itself is absolutely stunning. It's really cool how it factors in so many different details from Oz with the hot air balloon, the amazing Emerald City. I love the strips of colors shining behind the city itself. You can see the yellow brick road snaking its way over to the city. I just think it's a really nice build overall, and easily one of my favorites. Another set here is 75688 Glinda's Wedding Day, which retails for $40. This one comes with Glinda and Madame Morrible, which I kind of find funny because it's her wedding day, but it just comes with Glinda and not the person she's getting married to, but I think it's an okay set on its own, not the most exciting to me, so we can move on to one of the other larger sets, which is the LEGO Wicked Bookends. This is a really nicely done set. It's again another of my favorites here, featuring a minifigure detail, which is great to see. The Jeff Goldblum wizard with dual molded legs is on full display here, and it feels like an amalgamation of different Wicked style artifacts. You've got like the flower and the potion bottles and all that, and of course all the characters depicted as minifigures, but they do feel very distinct as builds. The Glinda side is very different than the Elphaba side, for instance, and I really appreciate just how they feel very distinct on a shelf. And finally, we can take a look at the last set here, which is Glinda and Elphaba Visit Munchkinland. We've never really gotten a Munchkinland focused LEGO set, and this actually looks really cute. You have the full cottage. I like the usage of the newer orange color with the red to really add in that vibrant splash, and then when you rotate on the back, you can see this does have a full interior on the backside as well. Overall, this is just a very, very quick sneak preview of some of the many new sets that have been revealed at San Diego Comic-Con 2025. Again, stay tuned because I will be fully covering the LEGO booth, which is a work of art in and of itself. It is a really interesting booth this year. It certainly surprised me with what the topic was supposed to be, and I like the open air feel of it. It's a really cool display, and it's always super cool to walk into a new LEGO exhibit and see sets on shelves that were literally just revealed minutes ago. Overall, hope you enjoyed this special look at the brand new LEGO October sets coming out very soon. Obviously, this isn't everything releasing in October, but it's a lot of them, especially a lot of the pop culture items, the Gameboy, Wicked, and DC, and so much more. And that about sums up our coverage of these brand new LEGO sets. Let me know in the comments below which ones are your favorites, which will you be picking up, and thanks so much for tuning in to Duckbricks. Be sure to like and subscribe for even more LEGO news, reviews, discussion, and analyses coming your way very soon. Thanks, and bye for now.